So like Captain Planet, right? We need our strength. Like there's heart, there's fire, there's wind, water. We have different elements to who we are.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the first Meet the 818 chat of 2023. And today we have the amazing group of Nine Doors Down, Tony Rose Lopez, John Lopez, and Anthony Pimentel. Welcome, guys. So tell me a little bit about Nine Doors Down. I know you guys started in
Formally 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Got it. So tell us all about it. How did you guys start Nine Doors Down? How did that conversation start? And how did you guys, or this trio in particular, decided to take the plunge and get into commercial real estate?
I'll take over. Hi,
Go for it.
Yeah, we are longtime friends, Anthony and myself. Of course, his wife is my childhood friend and partner in crime. We've known each other since 8 years old, and then we met Anthony a little bit later. But we've been friends a long time, and after the pandemic hit and a lot of people lost their jobs, opportunities were starting to dwindle. We had a single family home out in the South Bay in California. So my husband and I were, thinking of ways to make it our own business and, join the entrepreneurship. Long story short, I know my friend Anthony, who is also our partner, was already, investing and doing flips and already in the real estate game. So I said, hey, what better way to learn from somebody that's already doing it? So I think this goes for everybody who wants to join, any type of career or passion, right? You have to have a mentor. So Anthony kind of held our hand, helped us out, really taught us the ropes. And, we worked together and kind of learning our way into where we are now. So that's kind of the short story. Sometimes hardships kind of push you to challenge yourself and really jump into something that you never thought you could accomplish or you could attain. So Anthony, you can tell your version if you want.
It's exactly how she said it. I think she hit me up one time. She called me, just they were trying to figure out what they're going to do with the property in I think Carson. And all I did was just relay the information of what I was doing, the benefits of commercial real estate, and just buying, instead of sticking to single family, instead of buying another single family, buy an apartment building with multiple units, because it's just more beneficial where you can have multiple vacancies and still be able to pay the mortgage. The property is based on basically the money or the revenue it brings in, not like a single family. So kind of gave them that information, and they kind of just went with it. So they took the action, and I think we purchased our first property. I found a property in Tucson, which was 9 units.
Nice.
Hence the name Nine Doors Down.
Nine Doors Down.
Where, Tony came up with the name with her. You know how she is, very creative, and that was the first property we took down together, 9 units, and that's where we got the name. But yeah, it's pretty much just them, knowing what they wanted to do. They understood the value of real estate and just taking action. And from there, we kind of just, springboarded to now where we are right now, where we have hundreds, over 1,000 doors with Nine Doors Down.
That's amazing. And I've seen you grown from barely a year, because I know the Lopez's recently moved to Las Vegas, and barely a year into this project, you guys are already flipping so many properties and just making moves and making waves, and it's crazy. And how does that feel, seeing that growth just go really, I would say, really quick?
Go ahead.
I'll jump in. I've always been an entrepreneurial spirit. Growing up, it was okay, get into the medical field, get into something secure, get into something that's going to, have longevity, retirement plan, 401k, all of that stuff, right? And unfortunately, I am not that person, or I was never. I was always kind of antsy, wanting to do something creative, and and I think I speak for a majority of people that want to pursue that. But we're so comfortable in wanting to, be comfortable. What more can we do to not only better ourselves, but also better the community, right? So with entrepreneurship, it's like the best thing, because you can connect with your community and also be so grateful and fulfilled in your own work. So it feels great. I mean, we've made connections, like you said. We've been here a year, but we've kind of scaled the business 10x, I would say. At this point, that's how I feel, right? We want to double, but at this point, the success is connecting with others and like-minded people. So, John,
so we put ourselves and our investors in a position where we could literally double up our capital every 3 to 5 years, and not only that, but we offer tax benefits for our investors actually owning commercial real estate, and just that secret of just like getting into passive income and understanding how capital works, how the taxes work, how inflation works, and how there's ways you can not only offset it, but you can actually beat inflation rather than just letting your capital just die in a checking or savings account.
Yeah, just to add to what John said is, our main focus is we invest in multifamily or apartment buildings and self-storage. So what we do is we educate our investors or people who want to get into the business and teach them how to. You can't do, you don't have to go buy an apartment building by yourself. So we do it in a way where we can pool people's or investors' money and be able to take down these larger deals. And also we educate them in ways to diversify. It's not always just investing in stocks, crypto. There's ways to do it very similarly in real estate, but with a group of people. And that's what we do.
We saw a need for commercial real estate meetups, and so we started hosting it. A couple friends of ours started launching theirs around the same time, and right now in Las Vegas, I think we're like that new generation of entrepreneurs and seeing opportunities within real estate. And October, our commercial collaborators, one that we hosted, I met a group called Kaya Multifamily, and we ended up, just from relationships and proximity, we actually ended up partnering with them on a Corpus Christi deal. So we closed on that deal. It's a 142 unit property right before New Year's out in Corpus Christi. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and it's just I think when you put together like action takers, I think beautiful things happen, because you can start creating some pretty remarkable stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it helps that the three of you have different backgrounds.
Very much.
So given that all of you have different talents, Anthony, I know you were in the food business for a little bit. Tony, you were in production. John, you were doing music as well as like marketing and sales. So how, like all your talents, how does that fall into the growth and evolution of Nine Doors Down?
Okay, yeah, actually, so what I did, I still do IT. So my job is very flexible, which allowed me to, like Tony, I had the same entrepreneurial spirit. I didn't want to work, but I was very fortunate to have a job that was very flexible. So what I did back in, 2014, was I wanted to own my own business. So I opened a franchise restaurant, which is Dickey's Barbecue. So that's why you thought I was in the food business. But yeah.
Exactly.
So
I
was kind of balancing both, and we're open about 8 years now, and we're still chugging along. The food industry is the restaurant business is very, it's like a roller coaster. It's a hard business.
Of course.
Once I figured out, like, hey, I understand how businesses work. I understand like the business model that a franchise model, and I always loved real estate. So I kind of just took those skills and the skills that I've I've had with IT, project managing, troubleshooting. It's kind of the same thing. You just apply it to a different industry. So I think it helped me also speed up the process because I've already took the risk of opening a restaurant. It helped me just, man, I want to do this. I'm going to go start flipping homes in out of state in Indianapolis. I'm going to start buying more duplexes, and kind of I feel like that's what's helped me is really taking that action to open a business, and then learning the day to day was pretty much it.
Awesome. John?
I was like the opposite of these two. I was comfortable and warm in my W-2. I was successful at it. I like the fact that I was giving guidance, right, on the platform to kind of create, but for another organization. So I did that with the cell phone industry. But when we first started, I brought in a lot of my sales and marketing experience, and kind of just not being shy of sharing what we've done or what we try to do. And I think that's really helped us a lot because we have a lot of weaknesses individually and we have a lot of strengths individually. And when we just when we combine it, we're able to achieve something greater than what we could do individually. And with commercial real estate, it's a team sport.
Exactly.
But when done right, it's a lot easier to scale and multiply, whether it's units, assets under management, or even just now we're at a point where we're actually helping others now get into this field. And so we're coaching them along, how to open up a fund, how to look for the first deal, so on and so forth. But yeah, no, these two are the entrepreneurs. It wasn't until 2020 when I really started researching being an entrepreneur and more specifically in commercial real estate.
Tony Rose, I know you're a woman of many talents.
So like Captain Planet, right? We need our strength. There's heart, there's fire, there's wind, water. We have different elements to who we are. And I think, as a successful anything, whether sports group or a corporation, club, whatever, everybody has their strengths. And I think we've really honed in our skills. In the beginning, we were kind of figuring it out like anybody who forms a group or a business. But I think with John's sales and marketing and PR. I was a producer for almost 15 years in television.
Exactly.
I also started my own, small business as an event coordinator and musical theater director. And Anthony, with his entrepreneurship, with his restaurant, we kind of joined our forces and our powers combined. We are Captain Planet. So, it's fun. And you've heard all my crazy ideas, Dan.
Yes, I have.
As women and you alike, you and I think we share the same story where we were yearning for that bigger picture, that bigger thing for ourselves, for our family, right? And our legacy, and not to be comfortable in something mundane for someone else's dream. So, anyway, long story. If you have that fire in you, real estate is still a very intimidating world for anybody that hasn't done it. Anthony, John, they've kind of pushed forward. I'm here doing, I'm a realtor here in Las Vegas now, but as far as them creating the fund and, really stepping outside of their comfort zone to scale our business, they've kind of taken off with what we're doing. And now, like they said, we are mentoring others. And I think that's the most important part, is that we can teach others how to successfully do what we maybe failed at or what we thought was, not possible. So
Right. Which is an awesome segue, because I heard a rumor that you guys are hosting a networking event in the 818, specifically in Chatsworth.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I was like, anyone?
Yeah, you know what? It's in the plans. Tony's the brains behind it, but we are looking to do something in March. And we wanted to do it at a nice venue that's, outdoors. So our event is all about networking. It's literally meeting people you've never met before, talking to them, getting their contacts, and then maybe doing future deals together. That's pretty much it. We don't present. There's nothing salesy about it. It's all networking and just meeting good people. That's it.
Well, we look forward to that. I'm excited. I'll be in attendance.
You can be one of our co-hosts, Jan, and with Meet the 818, like you're well connected and, very influential in our community there in California. So I think
shucks. I was like, thank you. But, there's always me, you and I have that thought of there's always like that level up that you constantly have to strive for. So, famous last words. Any advice for future entrepreneurs in general or individuals who want to get into the industry that you guys are at?
I think it's know your why and know your purpose of like even outside of real estate, it's like stepping into being an entrepreneur. At first it's scary. We're groomed and go to school to, especially as Filipino Americans, like, hey, go to college, get your degree, get a job, retire comfortably, right? And those days, you could, like our parents' generation, you could do that. But I think with the middle class now, with a younger, especially even the new generation coming in, like they're carrying on so much debt, and it's getting so hard to even attain that first piece of property. But there's ways around it as long as you see the light and just teamwork. There's a saying that I always like to tell people is like, would you rather own 100% of a grape, or would you rather own 10 to 30% of a massive and juicy watermelon? And so it's something that someone told me back when we were in Tucson, and it's just resonated with me like ever since.
That's a good visual. That's good imagery right there. Anthony or Tony, anything to add?
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing is, I think it's just taking action. I mean, literally, we lived in a different time. We didn't have the internet. Now that, everything is on the internet, you can do so much. There's so many things you can educate yourself with, YouTube. So basically, get out there and just take action. If you want to do something, you want to learn something, educate yourself to a point, and then go ahead and get a mentor and then take action. That's really my thing, is just go for it. You can read or you can watch as many videos for the next 5-6 years. If you don't take action, nothing ever happens. So that's it for me.
So true. So true.
I go by the one phrase, I think I heard it from you, Joe. You're either in or in the way, right? So my thing is, you're either contributing to the solution or being a pioneer to something new, and maybe making mistakes along the way. But I think for my why is my family and the legacy that we're going to leave behind, right? And like Anthony said, times are different now. Everything's so accessible and so at your fingertips that you have no reason not to succeed. You have no reason not to learn or to explore and discover new ideas, new platforms of, promoting yourself, your business. And I've learned this from my husband, like, don't be a secret agent. Go be out there and like tell everybody what you're doing so that they are interested in your confidence, 1, your product, 2, and your why, 3. And, with our 9 Doors Down fam, like, I think we are just starting, but we have scaled so quickly that it humbles us that, hey, things are possible with, the right team in place and with the right support. So yeah, and we thank you for, interviewing us and taking the time to know what we do, because not everybody knows what we do exactly. They just think real estate.
So where can they find you? Website, social media, and where can they learn more about 9 Doors Down?
You guys can find us on IG. Our handle is 9 Doors Down. We don't have a face now.
We do have a Facebook.
We do?
We do.
Did I miss the memo?
So
you missed the memo, Tony.
Boy, I need to be on my game. Let me step it up.
On Facebook, it's a 9 Doors Down LLC. On YouTube, it's 9 Doors Down. Instagram is 9 Doors Down. And you could also call or text me at any time. My number is 818.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being interviewed on this platform. Really appreciate your knowledge. Can't wait for your guys' event in March. So thank you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Nine Doors Down. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook. Call John if you have questions directly. See you guys next time.